That's the biggest deer I've ever seen.
Dynamic of my season just changed dramatically. Alright everybody, well, hope you can hear me. This is on my phone, but my camera's in the back. I don't really want to get it out, but the dynamic of my season just changed dramatically. I think I'm pulling a tick off my neck here. Yes, I am. We just got pictures of the biggest deer I've ever got pictures of. It's at our farm in Portal, and wow, if it's the deer we kind of suspect it is, it was a big deer last year. I mean, like, he had a bunch of points and stuff. He's a junky, like, crazy looking buck, and this year he just framed out a lot more, and he's got monster beams. He's a mainframe 9. And he's got probably like 4 or 5 extra points, just kickers. And on his left side, he's got a big common base G2. And he doesn't have much for tine length. He's probably, I mean, his biggest tine's probably 8.5 inches, 8-9 inches. But the mass is unbelievable. I mean, it's like something that we would be getting pictures of and hunting hard in Illinois or Kansas or something. I mean, it reminds me of a deer that looks like that. So, obviously, as I'm talking here, I hope we're showing some pictures scrolling through here of this thing, but this deer it's an awesome deer. I mean, it'd be hands down the biggest deer I've ever shot. I don't know what he'll score. That doesn't really matter. It's a big monster 5 or 6 year old buck, and on our home farm in Portal. But I don't want to get too close, you know. Well, I'm thinking right here, with some of these right here, as close as we can over there. Gorgeous morning. It's about 48 degrees this morning. It's not too cold, but I wish we didn't have a little bit of cloud cover. If we didn't have that cloud cover, I feel like they'd probably move a little better, but you never know. It is the rut, so anything can happen. We're hunting one deer this morning, and it's this huge mainframe 10-pointer. I've been calling him Bigfoot. He's an absolute monster, and he's been pretty regular on this camera right here off the edge of this food plot. And my wind, I got a
I think it's at southwest winds, what we got this morning, southwest. And it's hitting me right across my left cheek, blowing just like this, which should be okay. I think if he's here, I think he's laying out in this dog fiddle somewhere out here. So we'll see what happens this morning. It should be nice. We got the cut 4 hunt this weekend. Drew, I got my boy Drew Sip down. He's about probably 1,000 yards that direction, and he's hunting the same deer as well as another buck that we've been hunting for the last 2 or 3 years. We call double flyers. He's been in there. He was in there last night. So we got some options. They just gotta move. So let's hope a hot doe comes by. That's a nice buck. We need to shoot her, but I'd love to get him over here. Good video. There he goes. It's pretty cool. He's locked down with the doe in there. There he is. There he is, right there. I hope y'all can see him. That's him. Wow. He's a mega giant, buddy. That's really weird. I had a feeling I was about to see him over there, and I did. It's really odd. I can't see. He's shaking so bad I can't hold the binoculars straight. He's 500 yards away. Wow. It's getting chilly now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've officially got the shakes now. Hunted in Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky. I mean, that deer is a monster. He's got to be pushing 150. I mean, oh man. As far as hunting, I've seen him on the side of the road and stuff bigger, like not here, but Midwest, but from a stand,
That's the biggest deer I've ever seen.
that's a monster. If I'd been sitting in that tower stand, I could have stroked him out the side of the stand at like 70 yards. It's just crazy. I guess I'm overthinking it, but the wind was wrong for that tower this morning. So we got a shot this first buck. This 3 or 4 year old 9-pointer. He's out here right now. He's actually laid up right here, 150 yards from me. And I was watching him, and I started scanning again. And I'm not kidding. I had a feeling. I'm like, I'm about to see him. I had a feeling. I'm like, I'm about to see him. And I'm talking like in 2 seconds after I felt that, boom, there he was, my binoculars. He's in this other pine flat over here. And he's got a doe hemmed up over there. I think he's locked down with her, because he keeps running her in the same circle, and he's got her in this dip right now where I can't see him, and I haven't seen him come out, and I haven't seen him, the only option is for them to go up and out, to where I can see him, because there's a big hill over there, or for him to carry her out in this creek bottom. And I don't think he's going to do that, because he can't keep an eye on her. Man, I'm shaking. Oh my Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do if this truck comes over here. That is for real right there. And he ain't even a thought in gun range right now. He's about 450, 500 yards across there. He's a giant though, boys. Big chocolate horn, so I hope y'all got to see him on the video camera. I know he's way out there, but I gotta calm down. If he crosses his food plot, I'll be able to shoot at him, but that's about it. I really gotta slow my breath. But anyway, hopefully we're gonna stick with it to about 11 probably, and hopefully we'll get a crack at him.
After hunting the deer really hard every single weekend of November, other than the trip, my trip to Illinois, I decided to take a step back and focus on a different buck. It doesn't help that the other buck didn't show up the whole entire month of November on cameras, no sightings of him or anything, so who knows if he's even still alive this year. But fortunately, we had another cool buck to hunt we had a ton of history with.
December the 4th, this morning. Back at the farm again, just trying to scrounge up one of these bucks. I haven't got a single picture of one of these shooters until last night. Well, this morning at 2 o'clock. Old Flyers was in here. He was in the food plot anyway, so gave me some hope at least, but I haven't seen any of the other 3 bucks in 2 weeks, so I don't know. It's a little discouraging, but last time I sat here, I killed a doe here Sunday afternoon. Had a great shot from here to the food plot, killed her. But didn't see very many deer that day here either. I spooked a bunch of deer walking in this morning, which I haven't spooked hardly any deer getting in the stand until this morning. It's just so still and quiet. I'm sure the deer are moving early because it's so hot. So anyway, it's should be a good hunt. So y'all stick with us. Hopefully we'll see some deer. And if anything, if I get a shot at a doe, I might shoot one if she's in this pine flat. That way I ain't shooting nothing if it's way out there. I might shoot one if it's in the food plot again, but we gotta shoot some does too. So I got my buddy Clayton here with me this morning. He's down the creek a ways, so hopefully we'll have some action. I did forget my freaking binoculars, and this spot is like crucial that you have them. So it looks like I'll be looking to the scope all morning, I guess. So. Alright, y'all stick with us. Let's see what happens here. first time I've seen that deer, ever. There he is. Cannot find him in the scope. Hope we got him. You joking? Freaking kidding me right now? Oh my god. I think I got him. I either dropped him or he ran over here and crashed. But I had it kind of mid-shoulder and I was locked in pretty good and I let it rip. I got it on video either way. So. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Lord. There's a long backstory with that deer. We call them double flyers. But he's only got one flyer this year. Last year, he only grew one side last year, and the other side was just a spike. And when he was four, I think he's 4 and a half. I think he's he's either 6 or 7. When he was 4, he was a big stud, and we never saw him. And then last year, he grew like a dink rack, and so we just didn't really hunt him. And this year, he just appeared back, and he's been all over the farm the whole year. And we haven't been able to catch up to him, but we just got him out here, baby. I gotta call Clayton. I gotta look at his footage too. I think I got him. You know why I'm calling you? Because I just roasted him, baby. I'm not. It's all double flyers. I just smoked him out in the center of the clear cut. He's between me and the field. He's right on the edge of the dolphinals where it gets really thick out there below the field. He's a freaking tank, dude. He was out there grunting and pushing 2 other 8 points. Well, I saw the 2 8 points, and the little one was all bristled up. And I'm like, what is he bristled up at? Well, he had a little like tiny itty bitty like 6 or 8 point behind him. And I'm like, oh, that's what he's bristling up at. I forgot my binoculars in the truck. And so I'm looking at him through the scope. And so I put the scope down. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, I don't know where they went. So I picked the scope back up. And when I picked it up, I found the little 8 point. And he's looking at something. I'm like, what is he looking at? I picked the scope up and Daddy's just standing there in the dolphins. And all I just see is his rack. I'm like, oh my God, there he is. And he comes up here and chases the other 2 bucks off, and I lost him for about 2 minutes. And then I found him back with the camera, but I couldn't see him in the freaking scope. I kept losing him. And so I took my eyes off the scope and zoomed out on the camera, found a marker, zoomed back in, and got back on him, and he was about to walk out and get in that thicket again. And I touched it off, and I either dropped him or he ran about 40 yards and fell over. I know, I'm excited. I can't believe it on a morning like I can't. We had him all summer. He was the one in velvet with the big side and the sticker off his G2, and the other side had like a huge tuning fork looking thing. He was in the clay pit, yes. made my track job kind of easy right there. Oh my God, look at the deer, people. There's just deer everywhere. That was 7 or 8 does, and there's 2 more right there. My lands. No, not a daggone one of them look big. They all look small. Well, did our fair share of management this morning. She toted that thing, son. I mean, she toted that thing. She ran 100 yards. Fell right here under me. Lord. I mean, I like these bullets. They're bleeding good. I mean, she was pouring blood the whole way. But as soon as she started running, I saw that blood pumping out of her, and it's like she's toast, buddy. December the 4th, and I just saw some of the best running activity I've seen all year, which is crazy, but it's about at that, Cameron said it's about that 30-day mark, you know, where the peak of the rut here, like where the most breeding takes place, I feel like is the first week of November. And we're right there at it again, 30 days, and finally, I knew there's a hot doe in here somewhere. I didn't see her, but when that one-horned deer, when that big one-horned 8-point come out, he was standing right by her. It was a little tiny doe too, so probably a fawn coming back in, or coming in. And man, they have just been circling like sharks, this little area of dolphins out here. And I don't know if that's where she was earlier because she was closer to me when the 8-point found her. And that might not have even been the hot doe, I don't know. But, I mean, truly, I've come down here, I don't know, every weekend, not necessarily for that particular deer, but there's been him and 2 other bucks I've wanted to shoot all year. And all 3 of these deer are ancient old. Like, I mean, all of them are, probably the youngest one of the 3 I was hunting was 5, and he was the biggest deer of all of them. But the other buck, Tex, which I've been hunting in here, is 7.5. So it's just amazing. I mean, I love hunting old deer, and I've been calling it the whole time, the tale of 3 kings. I mean, you got 3 king bucks. And one of them, the big deer, the big deer, the 5-year-old, he hasn't been around in over a month. But these 2, him and Tex, those 2, the 6-year-old and the 7-year-old, double flyers and Tex, they've been around virtually since the end of October, and they've been on and off. They haven't been here consistently, but and it just goes to show you, y'all, don't put every stock in your trail camera. I've got a camera not probably 150 yards from where I just shot him, and I got his picture last night, 1 picture at 2 in the morning, and that's the first picture I've got of him in probably a week and a half. And I mean, I know he's living here. He always has his whole life. He's lived here, that buck, but we just never saw him. And sure enough, and I've been coming down here, and every time I'm like, no, maybe this morning, maybe this afternoon, a hot doe will come by and bring one of these old kings by. And that was really cool. I wish I'd have got it on film. I got kind of the tail end of it, but he was running those 2. There was a 1.5-year-old on and a 2.5-year-old out there, and he was running them off and just feeling his oats out there, dude. And right off the back of that food plot, there's a big, thick patch of dolphins that runs, and those pines are getting tall enough. I mean, it's super thick, and a lot of deer literally lay right off the back of that food plot right there. And the only way you're ever going to see them is if they come out towards me or if they come out and go into the food plot. And that's why I like this spot, because you're going to see them do that either way if you're paying attention. And I've seen 4 bucks this morning grunting and everything. When I was talking to Dad on the phone, I could hear deer grunting all out in there. But it looked like a good hit. I think it was like medium to high lungs. It looked good. I was settled in pretty good. So I think I got him. He's a big deer, so he toted it. But it looks like, I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy to find him out there because it's so thick, but hopefully I'll be able to walk up and find some blood. I marked a couple spots that he ran by before he totally got out of the frame, so hopefully that was some good enough footage and we can crop in some stuff and all, but y'all, I'm so excited. I mean,
well, y'all, I guess I gotta turn it this way. I don't know. He didn't go nowhere. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Father. Wow. I was getting worried for a minute there. I mean, literally, like, it looked like in the camera, because of all this junk, it looks like he was a lot further, and it looks like when he ran back. And so I just went out there. I couldn't find nothing, So I was like, well, let me go back here to hit, and I found a speck of blood on a pine needle. And then I found another little splash on a sweet gum limb here, and it looked like he was taking this trail, so I just followed it up. And everybody's right there, and he is a giant, y'all. I haven't even walked up on him yet. It was a little high. We got high lungs. I was going to drop him. Oh, Lord, y'all. Look at that. Oh, my God. Look at that thing. Look, that mass is insane. I can't get my hand around it. Oh my Lord, y'all, he's so much bigger than I thought he was. Holy cow. If he matched up, he'd be the biggest deer I've ever shot. Oh my land, y'all. Dude, this deer's got the biggest head of any buck I've ever shot around here. I mean, the head is just giant. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for the memories of our last few years. It's been a hard one to find, partner. I'm telling you, you've been a tough one to find. Look at that kicker. It's just awesome. I mean, that G2 right there is 9.5 inches. Holy cow. Whoa, what a buck. Alright, well, we gotta figure out how to get him out of here. Oh, man. Where they living, buddy? Right here. You hear all the turkeys cackling over there?
I thought I heard some yelping.
There's a pile of them on the creek right there.
Yeah, I couldn't decide if that was turkeys or not.
Alright, let me get up here and get mine.
Oh, is this thing gonna take a picture?
Oh, no, it's videoing right now.
Oh, okay.
You good? Hop in here.
All right.
Come on. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, sit like right there. Alright. Perfect. How we can edit this stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, I got my buddy down here with me this morning. I didn't know we were going to be hauling out a tank, but we got us a good one this morning. I'm super thankful. Like I said in the stand, this buck has been on this farm since I was still in college. I mean, we were kind of hunting him. That's how long ago it's been. And he's a 6.5-year-old buck this year. Last year, he injured himself or broke his antler off or something the year before when he was 4, and he injured his pedicle right here, and he grew like a big old like spike out of it last year. And so we actually didn't see him very much last year, and then this year he popped back up, and I knew who he was. We call him Double Flyers because he's got that really cool little flyer here. And when he was 4, he was obviously a little smaller than this, but he had the same exact thing on both sides, and so we just called him Double Flyer, and it just stuck. So but just an awesome deer. I'm really excited. It's probably this is the oldest buck I've ever shot, and to kill him here on our family farm where we bust our tail and try to drive down here an hour and 10 minutes just to come work and plant food plots and put corn out or hang stands is pretty rewarding. And I've been coming down here every weekend. I've been calling it the Tale of 3 Kings. So there's like 3 big bucks down here that I've been hunting, and this is one of the 3 right here. And very thankful this morning we finally ended it. Of all days, December the 3rd or 4th, and it's like a kabillion degrees. It's super hot. It's like, what was it, like 50 when we got out of the truck this morning?
50 when we got out of the truck.
And by the time I got to the stand, I was ready to be wearing a short sleeve shirt. That's how hot it was. And I don't know what the deal was this morning, but had to be a hot doe in there. I ended up seeing 16 deer, shot a doe as you all saw, which was pretty crazy. So after dragging this one out, I'm gonna need a ventilation tank, and then we got to go drag another one out. So I haven't really broke that news to Clayton yet how far it is. We got to go get that one. So, but it shouldn't be as near as bad as this one. But very excited, very thankful, glad to have my buddy here with me this morning, and we made an awesome memory this morning. So beautiful buck and super excited. So glad y'all could watch. It's been a pretty good year. We started off slow, but picking it up now, baby. Picking them up and putting them down.